My name is Sonya Kelliher-Combs, and this is a new series from a group of works called From the Body. It's a series that I began the day after the first case of COVID-19 in the state of Alaska. I began collecting my hair every time I took a shower, and each drawing is stitched hair from a single day. So far, I've made over 150 of these. It's been, I think, 215 days, something like that, since the COVID-19 pandemic came to Alaska. And I will continue to make them until we have a cure for COVID. I guess it was this realization after the first case came about in Alaska. I remember taking a shower and feeling really kind of vulnerable, and I always collect my hair anyway, for the most part, but I haven't done it in such a documentary way where each little, ball of hair represented a day. So I was thinking more about, the impact, and actually I've spoken with other artists since who, one friend actually cut her hair because she was losing so much hair, and she was attributing it to the stress of the pandemic and other issues that have arisen as a result of the pandemic. So this series is From the Body. I have two other series I am working on as well called From the Land and From the Sea, where I've been collecting materials that I've found from those locations. And they're a series that began with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. I spent the summer at our cabin in Kasilof, Alaska, and it was there that I began to collect these objects and materials that humans had left on the beach and so on and so forth, or had come from the ocean that was man-made debris. And I thought it was really important to catalog those and document them before I picked them up and before they made their journey back to my studio. So that became a part of the process, something I've never done before. So just basically documenting and assigning a value of things, of collecting these things, and transforming them into something else, and elevating them. With this series of collecting, I think what I was meaning to do was to take something that is everyday, discarded, lost, and create these artworks that I'm also, some of them are being called new artifact, things that have been found and rediscovered. And this idea of something that becomes very precious after it's been in the ground for a long time, that it becomes this commodity to be collected and revered in a way that Western society has done for hundreds of years to, in particular, indigenous cultures. And they've stolen and taken and assigned value to things that they have no right to. In the way that I work, usually the idea comes through a dialogue of whether it's gathering materials, processing materials, or even just a certain subject. I don't always come to it with a fully recognized plot, so to speak. Usually it takes a while to flush out an idea and really, or the dialogue that I'm trying to have. So in gathering materials, a lot of times I'll collect things and I won't know what they're going to become until years later. And the way I approached these series, From the Body, From the Land, and From the Sea, I just knew I wanted to collect things. I was looking outside and inside, both, trying to take a closer look at where I live, and especially with COVID, I think many of us have begun to look closer at our surroundings and not looking out but looking inside.